Hey everyone, welcome in to our first episode of 20x3 Survival, a cyborg actual play. Um, from just the 20 minutes before this, I already have an idea of how this campaign's going to go. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of chaos. Before we get into just intro stuff and get into the plot, we have an intro video that we are going to play, and then we will get going. So, be right back. Okay. Let's get into this. Before we get into the actual intro here and get into the story, why don't we go around and do introductions? Introduce yourself, your pronouns, character pronouns, and what class you're playing. We will start in order of overlay. So Petra, you are first.
Hello, my name is Petra Skelton, and my pronouns are she, they. I will be playing La Casta, whose pronouns are also she, they, and she is a renegade cyber slasher.
Perfect. Eddie.
Hi everyone, my name is Eddie. My pronouns are he, they. I will be playing Lex, who is a shunned nanomancer. Their pronouns are they, them.
Awesome. Anastasia.
Hi, friends. I'm Anastasia. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Soma, also she, her, and she's a discharged corp killer.
And Gus.
Hello, I'm Gus. I'm playing Floyd, both he, him. Floyd is a flimsier than a wet piece of one-ply toilet paper, forsaken gangoon.
Love that for you. And I'm Paige. My pronouns are she, her. I will be playing everybody and everything else. Before we get into some stuff to plug, we have character art that's going to be coming in next week for episode 2. We have the intro video was made by an amazing person, as well as our maps are going to be in this episode. So I'm going to plug them in the chat. Karen Wardslayer is going to be in charge of all of our character art. James over at Hundred Muttered, you might have already seen some of their maps in the Dungeons and Demigods game that Madeline's running on their channel, is responsible for all the maps that we will see tonight. And that amazing intro video was by my sister Bree, who is that thing is great, and we love to see it. Also, this game is a body horror, cyber like eldritch apocalyptic game. With that, there is some content warnings in the chat. So if any of those subjects are an issue, you probably want to be very cautious to back out if it gets too much. But with that, let's get into this. So we are in the year 20x3, and the place is simply known as the city. No one really remembers what the name of the city was or the country or anything before the event happened. When the meteor hit dead center in the city and corruption and disease and terror just went through the land. Everyone is 100% sure of the apocalypse coming. The signs are there. Everyone knows the world is fucked. There's no denying that. But yet, people are still trying to get ahead, be greedy, live a little, live in sin, debauchery, chaos, and just do whatever the hell they want. Corporations rule the city with an iron grip. There's a government in quotation marks that tries to police really whoever has the most creds to squeak their way through, while the rest of the population squeaks by day. But as we get into this, we're going to go ahead and go around our characters. So can all of you roll me an agility check, and we'll see who we start with here.
What do we roll for that?
So you roll a d20 for all your rolls minus whatever your weapons usually use. So it'll be a d20 plus the stat.
Ooh.
I am unprepared.
You are fine. A 2 and a 1. Love it.
Strong
Okay.
starts.
16 for Petra. Okay. And then
Luckily, dice are usually close at hand. 13 with a
+3, I believe, for you. Agility.
yeah, so 16.
Okay, so you roll for 16. You definitely have the higher agility score, Gauss, because you're the only one with a maxed out agility. So where would we find Floyd? Where would Floyd be on a typical day in the city? What would they be up to? And then just give us a general description of what Floyd looks like to the audience as the camera pans into the part of the city that they have bunkered down in.
Floyd is skinny, small, blue mohawk, covered in moving holographic tattoos. Also looks like he has been, I don't know, sitting outside of a like a fire ant hill, because the entire, like, everywhere that's tattooed, which is everywhere, also looks like it's red and been itched a lot. He's currently waiting outside of some kind of a coffee shop like place for somebody to walk by with the right order so that he can get it from them.
So you didn't order, you're just waiting for like the actual order to come by and swipe it that you
Yeah.
want? Okay.
He's just hanging out outside listening to people order so that he can figure out which one he wants to take.
Okay, give me a knowledge roll. Go with.
I forgot to swap the numbers around when you sent them to me.
Yeah, I
sec.
saved your actual modifiers on my end because you had the rolls in there still.
Let me do a quick.
No, you're good.
So
Your knowledge would be -1.
knowledge is -1.
Yeah.
So 0.
They all kind of look the same to you. You don't really understand the words. You hear like espresso martini with a quad and all this shit like that, and you're like, I just want coffee. What the fuck is that?
After about 15 of those, I just start mugging everybody till I find something that tastes good.
You just want to start. You want to like physically assault people, or you want to like sneak and like grab shit from people.
Let's see. I gotta.
Joke that no one's gonna die in episode 1 in our squishy already
I
trying to
think-
mud someone. I love
think
this.
because I'm super squishy, I also happen to have a crap ton of grenades.
You do.
So I just have them right in the front of my body, invisible, and I try and stand in front of people and intimidate them to give me their drink.
Okay. So you give me. We'll make that a. We'll make that a toughness roll, I think. Just general like
It's the lowest
toughness vibe.
stat. Okay. Oh, I really need to choose a different dice. -1?
-1.
Yeah. I just rolled 2 1s on your pike dice that Dana gave me. So
I love
yeah.
that for you. You do that, and you don't really look at who you go up to, and it's this big like military guy with a shaved cut and like full fatigues and weapons, and he sees that. He pulls the pin on one of your grenades and just walks off. Go ahead and give me an agility check, please.
Because I'm stubborn. It's the same dice.
God.
Okay, that's better. 19.
Okay, yeah, you have more than enough time to be like, oh fuck, and just throw the grenade into the crowd. You see it like bounce across the street, land under like a car parked in traffic, and there's just a massive explosion at the stoplight. No one's
Give up the
screaming
fucker off.
because this is very commonplace, but yeah, there's a lot of death and blood and shit over there right now. Where there was like a full van of people. You just blew
I
up.
head to I head to the coffee shop 2 blocks over.
You just go to a different coffee shop. Okay. We'll say this goes on for a little bit. You bounce around coffee shops until you eventually find a coffee order and sit down to enjoy yourself with that, just kind of taking your day. When your RCD goes off and you see in front of your vision a holographic screen come up that says new message and it's marked urgent.
I imagine I blink or something when I open it.
Yeah, I think it's very sight based. Yeah, you like click on it with your eye vision. It pops up. It's a video of your apartment. You see, it looks like it's coming from someone's RC, like they're recording it from their point of view. You see them walk into your apartment, start like trashing the place, like they're looking for something specific, and you hear your dog bark in the background. Like, oh, let's make this a lot easier. And they stun your dog, throw it over their shoulder, and walk out the door.
Rufus!
And then as the video closes, be like, if you want your dog back, we have a job for you. Report at the Virus Club downtown at 8 p.m. Or, I don't know, we'll sell this dog to whoever wants it, I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm for hire. What was the... That's just rude.
You know the Virus is the club that's closest to the impact point. Not a lot of people go there because a lot of fucked up shit happens in that part of town. But for some reason, that club is very popular with people. As you know, they're also a front for a lot of illegal cybernetics and drugs and alcohol that you can't really get in the rest of town.
Okay. So I imagine I've been there before.
Yeah, you've all been, everyone's been at the Virus at least once.
Yeah. Well, they got my dog, so I'm going.
Okay. You head off, and as you head into town and start making your way there, we'll cut across town. Petro, where is Lycasta at? And what do they look like for the audience?
Is probably in. I don't know if they're communing at this point. They're probably in their place,
Mm-hmm.
which is better than it should be, worse than you'd expect based on how they look. They're
Mm-hmm.
in a top shelf body, a body that they clearly purchased, that they obviously spent all the money on the design of it, nothing on pigment. It's unfinished. It's just it's not white as in Caucasian, it's white as in factory issue. Um Other than that, her arms are corded with what look like black and gold snakes, and she's wearing very little clothing, not because she lives at home, like because she's at home, but because she subscribes to the new flesh ideals, which means fuck clothes. The future is naked, and the future doesn't give a shit about fashion. So, she's basically just at home, coming down from something, and probably choosing what next designer drug to take, um, while going through messages that might just be in her head, because the RCD means that she can access things, and some of those things are little illusions. So just kind of spooling through things.
Yeah, roll me a knowledge check. We'll see what's popping up in the old noggin right now.
Let's see what's popping up. I'm definitely of sound mind.
100%. And you're not totally like on like 4 or 5 different drugs right now or anything.
Nah, no, no, no. So that's 15.
Okay. Is there anything specific that you think Lycasta would be looking for, or is there just like a general vibe?
I think she's just vibing at this point because she, up until this point, has received orders from on high. So she's kind of just waiting.
Yeah, I think you're just like browsing different like blogs and stuff connected to anything you can find about Dionysus and the mythology of the world, as well as like the stuff from the Hacker Collective that you got tricked by. And you're just kind of browsing like cybernetic version of Reddit. It's like Reddit and Tumblr and Twitter combined. It's a fucking mess. And you're
Gross.
just going through all these forum posts and shit, and you do see some activity in the last couple of weeks of different people with that logo. You see sprayed across like the middle of town near the impact point, of a lot of like gang activity happening, and when they scatter, that symbol of Dionysus being left behind.
Yeah, that makes her very happy. Yeah. Uh, I think at that point she just basically shoots up some pink ooze, um, and just kind of rides that bliss for a little bit. Um,
Do you want to explain what pink is for the
I sure
audience?
do. I can also make the toughness test to
Yeah,
see
give
if
me
it.
give me the toughness test as well. Go for it.
Let's fucking go. No. Okay. Cool. We're having a fun little trip there because I got a
Great.
5. So for the audience, the pink ooze is wonderful. It stimulates all pain and pleasure receptors. And it basically means that any damage I take is going to deal an additional d4 damage because I failed the toughness test. But right now, lying in her room, undoubtedly draped with some kind of soft, diaphanous fabric,
Hmm.
she is feeling fucking great. She isn't going to realize the downsides of this until probably much later.
Yeah. Because you're not doing anything super painful, just like every brush of anything with your body touching anything just amplifies the feeling of that like 1,000 times. Just a slight brush on the blanket is like one of the most pleasurable things you felt off that when you were off this drug even. And you're just kind of laying in there ecstasy and you lose track of time. Maybe it's been hours, days. You honestly don't know. You're so tripped out, until you get a message on your RCD device. You haven't had a direct message since you were getting orders before.
Immediately access it.
You open it, and there is a file, and it's labeled your former name, like your name before you were Lycasta, before anyone knew you, before you dove into the cult that you joined. A name that no one should know.
Okay, I click the file.
You click the file and you start going through the documents inside. It's literally all the information about your former corporate life, your name, former addresses, former known associates, date of birth, social security number, anything you could think about that old life that you thought you had buried is in this file. And as you finish reading the last of it, the folder closes on your screen by itself and is deleted out of the file. And you see a message start to be typed inside of this, just which should just be normal inbox message. Hello there, Lycaster. Is it now? Well, we need you to do a job for us. And if you do it to our satisfaction, we will only not leak this data. We also will give you the names of the collective that fucked with you. And your, what was it, Dionysus? Maybe we'll even help you find the real one as well. Report to the club the virus at 8 p.m. Otherwise, we'll leak this by midnight. See you soon. And the message deletes itself.
Lycasta very calmly stands up, and it's clear as she does that her hands were gripping themselves and pulls them away, and there's just meaty divots in her palms where she's definitely drawn some blood. She picks up the closest thing, smashes it against a wall, and starts getting her gear ready.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you start throwing all, you just throw all your drugs in a bag. You start putting your weapons on. The giant ass fucking flail that you have makes no sense, but we've seen
Yeah.
crazier shit in this city, honestly. I'm gonna be the only person to have medieval weaponry at this point. But yeah,
Oh,
you,
and the last thing she grabs is her helmet, which is like someone took a motorcycle helmet and just gave it to an art collective that went a little absurd with it. It's got horns jammed out of the visor, and like the lower jaw half is broken off. And there's a smile there. Um, She just pops that on before leaving.
And you head out, and we will. I think you both rolled shitty. I think Anna rolled higher with a 2 though, so we'll cut across town. Where is it Soma or Sama?
Soma.
Soma. Where is Soma at right now? What are they doing, and what do they look like for the audience?
So as the camera pans into what looks to be some kind of abandoned warehouse, inside there's barely lights hanging on with just like light bulbs flickering, and a couch that was either dragged in or left here a long time ago with like gashes in it, and it's stained. And you see what looks to be a very large woman with like massive biceps, in kind of like a ripped tank top right now. Yeah, we love her. And she's got her RCD, as opposed to being kind of an implant, it's actually an external helmet, and it's in a style of like a mob wife fedora. So it's this massive brimmed hat, like askew, and it covers the top half of her face. So you just have like eye slits, and beneath that, you see like patchwork plates put into her skin. She has spent a little money on this body, but not nearly as much as like Casta. This is more like scraps that she could find, whatever was available to kind of paste on where needed. And she's half smoking, half chewing this massive cigar out one side of her mouth, as a very old style machine gun sits in her lap. Something that's not seen often in the city anymore, as it's from years past. And she's very meticulously cleaning it, as cigar is like half hanging, smoking, and you just see her like biceps flexing as she's like cleaning it, putting it back together. And you start to realize, as you look around the space, there's not much else here. You know, one foot is up on a coffee table with equipment strewn about. There's a mono sword and some armor, and then like a duffel bag kind of half with everything pulled out. And this is probably, if not her home, it's only been her home for a short time.
So yeah, you're sitting there in the warehouse alone, just kind of going over your equipment and just kind of relaxing. Is there anything specific you were getting up to today that you had planned or waiting for?
Waiting for the next job, really. She's living moment to moment, and this has just finished her last sort of mercenary job, and she's just waiting for the next one and trying to keep her hands busy until.
Yeah, you sit there for a while, and usually it's almost weird because usually you have multiple job offers whenever you're free because you have a known reputation, you get shit done, you're one of the higher corp killers in the town at this point. But it gets to like 3, 4 in the afternoon, nothing comes through. And you check your RCD, everything's working, you're connected to the internet, everything's fine. And as you start to dive through, to figure out if you're any contacts or able to get hold of you, you go into your contacts and your contacts have been cleared out. And as you're looking it over, one gets added, and it's just a bunch of like numbers just strung together, and you get a text message from that number that pops up in your RCD.
Hmm. I'll open it.
You see, let's get here. Just open it and you know your backstory for a second. You see, it says, "Hello, Soma. I've heard a lot about you, and I would love to meet you today. I think we have a job lined up for you. I know you're free now. I made sure of that. Um, Report to the virus at 8 p.m. tonight, and no one needs to know about any of this." And then he just sends you a video reel, and the video reel that pops up is everything that you've done when you were working for the corporations, every dirty job you did, every person you murdered, every place you robbed, all the way up to, and then even when they put you on that table and started doing the experimentations on you and your allies, like full details video from the moment you joined to the moment you left.
Do these look as if they're from a POV of somebody else's RCD, or is it unclear?
It looks like as it's like strapped together, it looks like they hacked multiple different people's RCDs throughout the time. They like anyone who was around you, even like from your knowledge, like people that may have died during the missions, they stole RCD footage from anywhere they could around you this whole time.
Shit. 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 And she upends the table with all of her gear, kind of not even caring what's going to happen to it. And she starts pacing back and forth. And what was left of this cigar becomes just like a paste in her mouth as she's chewing on it and pacing and swearing to herself. And as she starts pacing, she starts picking up the pieces of her gear and strapping it on. And you see that it takes the form of like an old style zoot suit with like the big collar and the pinstripes. However, the pinstripes themselves are like matrix style green and blue running up and down. But instead of lettering, it does look like there's a liquid in there potentially as it's
Hmm.
kind of bubbling up and down. And she straps all these pieces on and throws very chaotically for like a an ex possibly military mercenary style person. This is like no order to it, just tossing everything that she can find, her sword, her gun, her extra rounds, some drugs that were lying on the coffee table, and slams the door open, doesn't even bother to lock it, and walks out to an extremely beat up taxi, like the old 1980s Buick, super square. The sign is flickering, but like barely hanging on, and there's dents on all sides. One fender is like hanging off,
Hmm.
shoves it in the trunk, all with just like anger and fear is what you see in her. And as she gets in the taxi and slams the door and just races off burning rubber.
Yeah, and it's just very loud, clunky car. There's no muffler on this old ass, beaten ass taxi. It's just screeching down the town. And it's most cars are at this point like flying cars, and there's a lot of like sleek cybernetics. This is probably like the oldest car, even just being a 1980 car, you could find. This taxi, you don't even know how it still runs, but it goes off. And as you limp across town, we will cut over to our last person, Eddie. Where is Let's? What are they doing? And what do they look like? I mean, I think we got a general idea of what they look like, but why don't you give us a full description?
So the camera would pan up from the ground to see a rather lanky looking individual in essentially really worn down, definitely look like they're old to the point of falling apart, black boots, black pants, and then up to a oddly feminine looking red jacket that is covered to the brink with all sorts of patchwork that does not appear like it came that way, between spikes, studs, pins, and also covered from top to bottom with a series of tally marks. As you pan up to the rest of his face, you see an entirely hairless individual, pocked with all kinds of different scars and stitches and sutures and what have you. Both ears pierced with long, pointed, dangling spikes, as well as a septum, and eyes that are glazed over in milky white. They are walking up to a absolutely rundown looking hospital with a cigarette in their lips, just on the edge of finishing, dropping it to the ground, and stomping it out. As they make their way to the door, they would grab their pack, pop out another cigarette, and put it into their lips, not lighting it, but just having it there in the place because it just feels more natural that way. As they would make their way inside, this is a very not well funded facility. It's not clean, it's dirty, it's definitely seems like they're working with old secondhand tools. It's not great. They make their way inside to the doorway of a room where a patient is residing. You hear the heartbeat monitor going, all the usual signs you would expect in a hospital. The bed is entirely covered with a sheet. There is definitely a faint rising and falling of breath from whoever is lying in the bed, but they are otherwise completely covered. Lex just sort of sits there at the doorway, just kind of fidgeting with the cigarette in their lips, and just kind of stares at the individual in the bed.
Yeah, you sit there for a good amount of time, kind of just fade out, staring at the person laying there. And you feel a hand on your shoulder. Sir, you can't have cigarettes. Oh, it's you, Let's. You know you can go in and see her. Are you okay? Do you need a checkup or anything? And you recognize this person as Nurse Williams. She's an older, like late 40s, early 50s, Latino woman. Literally your mom's hand nurse. Like she's the one that is directly in charge of her care and is probably making her runs right now.
They're not feeling like speaking today. It's better to stay here for now.
Okay, for sure. I don't think she's gonna be waking up anytime soon at the moment. We just sedated her again. She was having an episode. Um, you want to keep company, though. The door's open. Visiting hours are, I mean, it's middle of the day. You have till we close later at night. I just need to go in and check for vitals, and then I'm gonna be out of your hair.
We know they're in good hands.
She pats you on the cheek. One of the few people that willingly has ever touched you in your life, especially after the experiment. Heads in, you just see her do general vital checks on your mom, kind of going over her charts, taking some notes, like checking blood pressure, heartbeat, all that kind of stuff, make sure everything's good. And you see her set up like an IV before she heads out. She leaves the door cracked for you and then just heads out past you. You see her just go down the hall, continuing her runs.
Lex doesn't really move from the doorway, just kind of keeps standing there, the cigarette kind of just almost just like an oral fixation, just kind of fidgeting around in their lips as they just kind of watch the breathing patterns of that sheet that's rising and falling in the bed.
You stand there for seems like an hour, maybe two. You kind of lose track of time. Um, until you hear like a very loud beep in your head as your RCD goes off.
As that would happen, I feel like that would cause Lex to twitch, and that would probably trigger the middle of his forehead to pop open and reveal a dark black eye with a white iris that sort of almost glitches as the RCD pings.
You see a message pop up from an unknown number.
Sort of cocks their head to the side and opens the message.
Well, hello there, Wildlets. Nice to meet you. I talked to an associate of yours named Slots, I think he calls himself. Well, he told me about all the good work you've done, and well, I decided to buy your debt. So you work for me now. And you literally see like a bank account statement pop up on the screen of money being transferred for the exact amount you owe from Slots' personal bank account that you have the number, you know the numbers to, into an unknown like off-site offshore account. And with that, if you want to continue to have your mother be treated as this lovely facility, I'm sure it's great. Maybe we can upgrade that if you do what you're told. Otherwise, we have our ways. And as he says that, you see the heart rate monitor start to beep erratically. But if you don't play ball, you know what's going to happen. You see the heart rate monitor reset, turn off completely, and then like a few seconds later go back to normal. And you don't see anyone in the hospital react. Like that should have got a nurse or a doctor running. No one has reacted.
appears our hands are tied.
And then, literally as you say that out loud, another message come through. Virus, 8 p.m. tonight.
Lex almost habitually takes the unlit cigarette, throws it on the ground, stomps it out, makes their way out the hospital, pops out a new one, lights it, and makes their way out.
Okay, perfect. So we cut ahead in time to close to 8 p.m. as you guys all periodically arrive at the virus. It is a massive two-story big club that looks very beat down, like almost like a warehouse on the outside. The only way you know that this is the virus is outside the door. There's just a massive sign that says the virus and has like a very glitchy like effect with like red and blue lights that just glitch periodically. And you see like a very long line wrapping like up 2 blocks even from the door. But as you guys all approach separately, you guys are shown through the door as they recognize you. They don't say anything to the bouncers. As soon as they see you, they wave you through. Like, head in. You'll be contacted soon. Try to enjoy yourselves. But with that, we're going to switch over the overlay because we have a map of this club made by the amazing Hundred Muttered, aka James. Let's switch the overlay over here, and I will drop this in the Discord for all of you. So let me just do this. As you guys see, this lovely nightclub, massive dance floor takes up the majority of the floor, where you see what looks like a DJ at first, but you look over and it's actually like a full-on droid that is DJ in this like club. You see a massive bar that doesn't just have like every drink you can think of. They also openly just have drugs on for sale, as well as like a full food menu and like smokes and like even like a little open black market like in the corner. Like there's no shame in this club at all. And then you see like VIP seating on the ground floor, as well as you see what you guys in the chat, we'll see this in a second, but you guys also can look up and see large catwalks above the club, as well as like VIP seating up there. And what you can assume is an office, as you see like a giant like glass window that kind of oversees the dance floor.
What kind of music is playing? What's the vibe?
It's like a mix of EDM and like heavy rap. And
Sick.
it's very fast paced, and it's not, no one's really paying attention. You can just like, everyone's just literally like, there's no room on the dance floor to move. Just a bunch of riding bodies, half of them naked, half of them literally openly drinking and doing drugs on the dance floor. It's just a ecstasy like rave pit at this point, and it's only 8 p.m. This is, yeah, it's only 8 p.m. This club just opened 2 hours ago, if that.
How many people are openly carrying weapons?
Everybody. Even the people that are naked have a weapon in one hand. No one is unarmed in this bar. You're in like the worst part of the city. No one comes near the impact point.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta make time for a naked knife party.
Yeah,
It's
you
cool.
honestly,
Yes. Yes.
it does look like some people are just fully fighting on the dance floor. Like there's definitely like, there's a lot of liquids on the dance floor. I'm not going to describe what they all are, but there's a lot. Some of it's
We can
blood,
use our
some of it's other
imagination.
stuff. Yeah, it's a time.
I think seeing everybody have their weapons at this point, Soma would have kept hers hidden in her duffel bag as she kind of pulled up around the corner and brought the duffel bag in, but now seeing all the weapons out, she fully takes out both her sword and straps it to her hip, and then over the shoulder, and you see the muzzle sticking out, the old style machine gun that she brought, and would probably head straight upstairs kind of over to the right side of the map where there's like the VIP seating,
Hmm.
getting as close to a wall as possible, but also being able to oversee the dance floor and just keeping her eyes peeled for anyone she recognizes.
Okay. So you're heading over to the VIP area.
Just in front of it. Like, I'm not
Okay.
going to try to
So
enter
that's
it,
still it's
but
still it's still on the ground floor. It's just it's cut off on the ground floor map. You can kind of see it more on the catwalk. But yeah, those chairs over there on the catwalk part is
gotcha.
like
Yeah, yeah.
the VIP section.
That's the
Yeah.
downstairs. So then I would head up on the catwalk overseeing the dance floor and the VIP area where
Yeah.
I can kind of see both. Yeah.
You don't see anyone really up on the catwalk. You see like a couple guards near where you assume the office is, but they see you and they don't see you approaching them, so they don't really bother you. But yeah, you can look over the whole club. You see the VIP area is just literally everyone in there is in the most expensive suits. Very familiar to you in particular. You know these people. These are all corporate people who have probably bought the room for the night and are having like private parties. You literally see full lines of cocaine on the fucking tables, as well as like every other imaginable drug. Definitely some of them are shooting up pink ooze right now. Like
It's
it's
just Vancouver. It's just the
yeah.
Vancouver club
It's
scene.
yeah, it's just it's insane. What is everyone else getting up to as you guys are slowly arriving here?
Lycast is
Uh,
100% of the dance floor.
Love that for you.
Floyd walks up to the edge of the dance floor and puts down this like small little robot.
Hmm.
I mean, it looks like a mini Roomba,
Okay.
and he just sets it off underneath people's feet and then just starts crowd surfing so that he can collect it on the other side and see if he can make a third DNA bomb.
You wanna okay. I love this so much. So you wanna collect all the fluids to make another DNA bomb.
Yeah,
Okay, give me
they're important for my work.
yeah, that's fair. We'll make this a normal check. So it's gonna be a DR 12. So roll me a knowledge check.
What was my
I think your knowledge is
knowledge?
-1, I believe.
Yep, 16.
Yeah. It you see it stop a full times as it's moving through the dance floor as it gets clogged until someone like hits it and then it goes again until eventually it does pop out of the other side of the dance floor and you go to it and it does fully have a canister that you could use. Go ahead and add a DNA bomb, Gus. That was a great idea. I love that. Lycast, give me an agility check. See how good you're doing out there on the dance floor.
Oh, fantastic. Let's do
So the DR is also 12. Let's go to normal check here.
it. Sorry. So it's a 19. I rolled a 20, but a -1.
Hell yeah. I mean that's still a crit to me. What does it look like as you're just vibing on this dance floor? I'm assuming flail in hand.
Her weapons are stowed. They're wrapped in fabric
Okay.
that are at her back. It's one of those things where if you looked close, you can tell what they are. Um, but otherwise, if you're not paying attention to the weapons, you're paying attention to the festival of movement she's becoming. Like, she's full on just. She's not trying to, like, make a scene to herself. She's literally just trying to, like, insinuate herself through other people's bodies.
Mm,
Like, being a part of every moment, every scene, every instant in this. Um,
yeah. You
yeah.
you are just writhing through this mass of flesh and blood and everything else, just literally enjoying yourself. Honestly, probably still buzzing from the pink ooze. So like you feel fucking great, honestly. Like it's hard to hear the music over just the noise of this rave pit that you've just dived into. Okay.
It's funny because I can imagine her going in pristine, like
Mm-hmm.
white body, all that. She comes out the other side. It's like a reverse car wash. She's just smeared in
Yeah.
so many different colors.
So many. It's we don't even need to describe it. It's bad. It's yeah, it's a lot. Just everywhere. Let's, what are you up to?
As Lex makes their way in, essentially, they're simultaneously processing all the different sounds and movements and motions that are happening in this room, and basically assessing where it is that they need to go. And as soon as they figure that out, they're going to start beelining in that direction, basically not stopping if anyone's in their way. They're essentially going to just almost kind of like just keep pushing, and if they collide with someone, kind of almost just like slither around them.
Yeah, you get all the way up to the
Uh,
you get all the way up to the catwalks. You
as they are doing this, they are literally processing all the audio that is in the air and essentially mouthing along to the lyrics of all the music that's happening, almost as if they've already processed all the words and are just kind of just mouthing along with it the entire time. If there happens to be someone who has any sort of container of substance that happens to be around, they may end up just kind of sideswiping it on their way.
give me an agility check as you're walking past the bar, heading up to the catwalk.
I love it when our dice decide that this is the time to roll a nat 20.
What do you want? What do you want to grab from the bar? You tell me. What do you want to grab? You can literally just everyone that sees you looks away, so like no one's paying attention to you. So you can literally grab whatever's on the bar right now.
Something that looks like it would be strong. Whether it be an alcohol, whether it be a drug, whatever it happens to be.
You grab this bottle of this neon green drink that is literally pulsing with light. And
That
it's
seems
like
about
it's
right.
like a liter-sized bottle.
I feel like it's starting to
Perfect.
eat away the cup.
But you
Perfect.
you just easily grab that. No one even notices. And as you make your way up to the catwalk, you do see Soma off in the corner, kind of looking over the catwalk, watching the VIP. And you kind of glance at them for a second, but you see two guards near an office where you assume as you go up to. And as you like head over there, they immediately step in front of it. You will be called when needed. Head back downstairs and enjoy yourself. The boss will call all of you momentarily.
I see.
You'll be working
Very
out
well
of
then.
this club for a while, so why don't you go familiarize yourself? I believe, and he actually looks past you, I believe one of your new compatriots is over there on the railing if you want to introduce yourself. Have fun. And these look like the two most average looking like white men in suits that you've ever seen. Which is really weird in this city to look that average. Just like average white man, brown hair, like black aviator shades, suit, and earpiece. Like fucking Secret Service almost.
How
It's the Men in
retro.
Black.
As Lex turns away, they would pop the bottle open, take a swig from it, but also I feel like this would be about the time where, even though it's information overload right now, we still need more information. I think we're gonna try and see if we can activate one of our nanos at the moment.
Well, before you do that, why don't you roll me a toughness roll because you just drank that alcohol that you got there, buddy.
Perfect. I love that. That'll be a 12.
12. You meet the DR on the point. You're usually most alcohol takes a second to kick in. You are already tipsy from that one sip. Like you already feel a strong buzz immediately, like the moment it goes down your throat. And it actually does not taste bad. Like you would expect a burn from something this strong. It tastes like a very sweet green apple.
Nothing like a nice little, you know.
You,
I had a word for this, but now I've lost it. Nice
as you
little
as you as
liquid
you
arsenic. We'll go.
as you look at the bottle, it just says Granny's recipe, and it's just like this little old lady with a apple pie. That's what this is called. That's what this drink is, and it says 100 proof.
Oh, of course. That's about right.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
yeah,
go
I
ahead and
guess
make your roll.
once
What are you
once
doing?
we take
What are
the
you doing for your app roll?
once we get that hit from that buzz, I think we're gonna try and see if we can squeeze out a little bit of information from that pineal gland.
Go for it.
Well, I guess the alcohol hit a little bit harder than we expected. That's gonna be a 6.
Okay. And why don't you tell me what the roll was supposed to do?
So what it was supposed to do is allow me to field nearby data flows, hear short conversations, or sense a large data source from the last few seconds.
Yeah, so as you tap into that and you take it after you take a swig, your head's a little dizzy, and you do tap into some stuff. You just tap into like the audio from downstairs, and the amount of screaming and moaning you hear come through your head and your RCD device is disturbing. You can't really tell what's pleasure and what's pain from these sounds as they come through the feed on your audio.
Is there any sort of a chair or couch or chaise or something?
You're on the
here?
catwalk. You just brace yourself against a railing, honestly.
Perfect. Perfect.
Can I clock this happening?
Yeah, you saw someone walk past you, talk to the people, and then stop, take a swig, and then just immediately grab their head in pain and brace themselves on the railing. You assume that alcohol must have been something fucked up because this person just started like almost silently screaming in pain, grasping their head.
Is your first day drinking? Yes.
No.
Oh,
The stuff is good, but we have other things on our mind.
who's we? There's only one of you. Are you reading my mind?
Not at the moment. Would you like us to?
No. Who is that? Who? You work here? I see you talk to men, Thor. You know what's going on here?
We were summoned, assuming the same as you were.
I don't know what you mean. Nobody summoned Soma. Soma goes where Soma wants.
I would like to use another one of my powers, please.
Oh no!
You want to use your call bullshit power?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't actually know if do I have to roll for that? How does that work?
Let me double check. This is the which one is this roll? What is this one called?
This is the one from the Shun Nanomancer page.
Okay, cool.
It's a presence DR8.
Yeah, so just roll presence.
That's going to be an 18.
Okay, so let me read this real quick. Where is it at? Shun Nanomancer, and this is... Where is this at on here?
It's on the far right side of the page. It's under the, you also have one of these.
Oh, it's the eye thing. Okay, so once per day when you believe you've been lied to, test presence DRA. It'll stash you can tell whatever the target lies for the rest of the day. Yeah, so for the rest of this session, Soma cannot, you can call Soma out on any lie. Like, you immediately know Soma lies to you. So, immediately as they said that, you know that they're full shit. They've been summoned here.
Lex isn't going to actually say anything. They're just going to let out, like, the biggest toothy grin, just staring at you. Just incredibly off-putting.
And as he is grinning, or as they are grinning at you, since they did use that ability, you do see the third eye flicker open for a second, and like almost wink at you before it closes.
Like a reverse wink, like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is Soma frozen?
Yep,
Oh,
I
no.
think they froze for a second. There we go.
I was gonna say they
I was
don't look
just-
like
I was
they're
like,
breathing.
Are we actually
Yeah.
having a stare off? Because
They don't look like
I
they're
thought
breathing.
seems on point. But
I thought they were just fully locked in for a second. That was great. I was like, yeah, they're good. They're not
like,
moving.
we were
What the
both
fuck?
giving each other this stare off. It was brilliant.
I don't know what happened with my internet. Let's say that that's what she does.
I
Let's
mean,
roll with
honestly,
it.
like I said, it was on brand, so I was here for it. But then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
it was
you're
like,
just
wait,
staring
we're
each other
actually
down.
frozen?
You see the third eye flicker at you briefly after that short convo, and then close again.
The I stare directly at the eye itself and am so shocked I'm speechless. And then it takes her a moment to recover and she kind of turns away. Are you still holding the bottle of what you drank?
Oh yeah.
She will probably try to take it out of your hands. Not like handsy grabby, but just like a, I think I could use some of that. You got something on your face. Hmm. Hmm.
I think Lex would take another swig from the bottle before handing it over.
Okay. Both of you, if you're also going to take a drink, some both of you give me a toughness roll.
I love this.
Dirty 20.
You've had stronger. It tastes a little sweet for your liking, honestly. And you rolled a 7. You are fucked up at this point. You are going to be taking an additional -1 to any knowledge rolls for the rest of this scene.
No.
Perfect.
Yeah, like I said, first day. Listen, what brings you here today?
We were summoned with an offer we couldn't refuse.
I haven't had many of those in my day. You want to tell me about it?
No.
That's fair. That's fair. What
about you?
Well, me, like I said, I just come here for fun. I don't get out much, Work's a bitch. So I thought, I'd kick off some steam, kick off my shoes. You can see they're very uncomfortable and hang out for a night. You definitely know she's lying.
Do you normally make it a habit to lie to strangers?
Yes, I do. I don't know you. What's your name?
Lex.
I'm Soma. I would say it's a pleasure, but I'm not quite sure yet.
That is fair. Most find us unnerving, to say the least.
I really want to know more about this us, because I still just see one of you with like an extra eye, maybe. Which, like, fair. Just don't see many of those. Who's this us? Is there like another one in here?
Maybe you'll meet them at some point. For now, this is all you need to know.
That's fair. That's fair. You seem like a nice, hairless person. And she
Hairless?
probably
We haven't
won't drink
noticed.
more.
Okay. I'll say at this point, all 4 of your RCD units go off. Says, make your way to my office now. We have much to discuss. And you two on the catwalk see the 2 guards touch their ears for a second, nod at the 2 of you, and walk off downstairs.
Did you get that too?
It seems it's time.
Shit. Now or never, I guess. And she shoulders up her gun, picks up her duffel bag, and will lead the way.
Yeah, you 2 head over, and the 2 of you downstairs start to make your way up. And as you all congregate,
Lex will try not to stumble on the way over.
yeah, as you all congregate and the office doors swing open, that is where we're going to take our break. So we will come back and see what you guys have been summoned for and by who when we return. See you guys soon. Hey everyone, welcome back from the break. As you can see, we've already updated the map. As you can now see the inside of that luxurious office, because of course it has white tiger carpeted throughout all of it. It's very fancy, very like Kingpin-esque aesthetic. But as we get back to the four of you kind of scoping each other out, and the doors just like slide open. It's almost like an automatic door. They just like pop open. And you see a individual leaned up against the desk with their back turned to you. And as the door opens, they turn around, and what you see is they're about 5'4". They have a short undercut with just bright hot pink hair. They have like wraparound red shades that you can identify as an RCD unit, like an external one as well. They are wearing black leather pants tucked into combat boots. And for their top, they have no shirt, but they have a cropped red blazer that you can see it's like pinned to like just cover their modesty. And then a long choker necklace that comes right down the middle. You see that they have like where all the exposed skin is on the chest and the face and the neck and arm are just flashing like red cybernetic lines. So they know that this person is heavily decked out in cybernetics. But like top line models where like besides the lines, you could not identify what they're carrying. They have a very sophisticated pistol, high tech pistol on their side, and what looks like some type of weird cybernetic tech bracer up their left arm.
Soma, immediately seeing the weapons, kind of goes over to, I see that's a black leather sofa, wordlessly sits down, pulls out her gun, and just starts like caressing it, basically. Just kind of letting this person know, like, you got one, I got one too.
Yeah. Welcome in. Take a seat, everyone. Nice to meet you. We're going to be doing a lot of work together. You see them just like stand up, walk around, and take a seat at their desk, and just take all of you in as you enter the office, and the door just shuts behind you guys.
Floyd sits down on the back of the other side of the couch.
Mm-hmm.
So his feet are on the couch and he's sitting on the back of it. And he's just sitting there with this grenade that's got the top flipped open. And he's dropping like this glowing green droplet of goo in it and then closing it, putting it away. He's finishing making his DNA bomb.
I'm going to make a roll for her.
So you
Nice.
seem to know about us. Tell
Oh,
us who you are.
talking about the little information package you guys were sent. Those were from my boss. I'm going to be your guys' handler. I'm Emily Key. I'm the proprietor of this fine establishment you find yourself in. Um, we have a mission for all of you guys. If it goes well, you'll get more work, and all that information can disappear. And we're also willing to pay you very nicely if we get this item. So
you realize I'm for hire, right?
this
Why
was
the dog?
this was a little more delicate. We couldn't take it now. Sorry to say. But they kidnapped your dog? That's new for us. I mean, we've done a couple of cats before, so I guess it kind of made sense.
I hope he pees on you.
I mean, yeah, I don't even know where he would be. Probably somewhere up north in town, honestly. I'm sure he's fine though. Maybe. But I hope you guys are enjoying the accommodations downstairs. I saw that you particularly like Asta, who had a good time on the dance floor.
Lycasta, who has not taken a seat, is just standing in the
Mhm.
middle of the room, just dripping onto the carpet.
They look
Just
totally unbothered by any of the mess in here.
just kind of wordlessly like tilts their head with their helmet still on, just staring at the person, not saying anything yet.
Lex is going to
Charming.
attempt to not stumble on their way towards finding a seat, but on the way is going to hold out the bottle to Lycast, and
She'll
then
take it.
Okay.
attempt to gracefully sit down.
Give me an agility check, Lex, for my amusement.
That's going to be a 12.
Yeah, 12's normal DR. You stumble through the room but catch yourself and kind of just plop down on the couch between where Soma is seated and where Floyd's feet are.
Pops out another cigarette.
Yeah, please help yourself. And you actually see she waves a hand, and this little like servant tray floats over on a little like cyber like pulse thing on the back and just lands in front of you. Very old bottle of scotch, an assortment of drugs and cigarettes and cigars all in front of you guys. We can enjoy
Really
ourselves.
like
This is business. I know you guys might not like why you've been summoned or how you've been summoned, but if it makes you feel any better, I don't know what was on those vids. So I'm just here to make sure that you do what you're supposed to do.
And what is it we are supposed to do?
And one of you finally asked. So,
Figured you'd get to the point at some point.
yeah, there is a experimental microchip that Zozan is creating that some of our inside contacts have said that this chip, if worked correctly, could link to the net in a way where you could have access to anything without any borders, any blockage, any data, financial information. You would pretty much control the net and all of that goes with that. It is called the Frame, I believe. Um, we need you to assault their headquarters, get this chip by any means necessary, and bring it back.
Assault their headquarters?
Yeah. You have
I'm
to go
clean
to
up.
their main headquarters up in the corporate district. You would all know that Sozon has like a 20-story building in the center of like the corp district. It's one of the two main distribution competitors between them and Wallsoft.
You want to blow some shit up and not get caught? I'm the guy you call afterwards, not the guy that goes in.
Oh, we don't care about stealth. Whatever you guys gotta do to get this chip, you're expendable. Honestly, sorry to tell you. You're just gonna do what we tell you to do, and if one of you gets us the chip, cool. None of that information gets to go out. If you all die, we'll find another group. No skin off our nose, honestly.
How much is it paying?
We will give you. I'm gonna roll for this actually. I rolled a 19, so full job will pay 19,000 credits to be split between the four of you.
When do we start?
Start whenever you're ready. You guys have all the time. We can get you some equipment in the morning, but you're welcome to stay, get to know each other. You guys aren't even working together for the whole job. Maybe in the future too, if you guys do successful here. And there is private rooms in the back of the club. You guys can rest up and stuff before you head out in the morning, if needed.
Oh, sounds pretty standard. You know, get a job, you bang, boom, we go, we get the thing, we come back. Do we get floor plans? Do we get schematics? Do we get security codes?
Grenades?
We can get you some floor plans. I mean, their floor plans are pretty public knowledge. We assume it'll be on their some of their R&D floors. We can't confirm where they're keeping it. It'll definitely be somewhere on the upper floors. So whether you guys want to try to get to the top and work your way down, or storm through the front, I'm leaving all the details up to you guys. We just want to see progress. We want this to be done as soon as possible by whatever means you need to take.
Do you have a
Casualties?
helicopter?
We do not have a helicopter, unfortunately.
But a flying car.
I mean, you guys can try to find one in town. I don't care what you got to do to get more equipment. We can give you base equipment. We got booze, drugs, guns, all that kind of stuff downstairs. Probably not the best, so we'd hand out to some of our goons, but you're welcome to equip yourself with whatever's back there in storage.
And our secrets? How do we know that they die with you? What guarantee do you have that?
Two secrets?
I'm assuming that's why we're all here. We had
No,
some
they
sort
took
of
my dog.
secret. It could be a secret dog. Sorry.
A secret dog.
Hmm.
Well, give me a little insurance. Okay, fair enough. She hits a button on her desk, and the screen behind her flips around, and you see this what looks like the silhouette of a man. It's like very like shadowed to like hide his identity in his face and stuff, and it comes out in like a very like cybernetic, distorted voice. Well, I'm glad that all of you made it here. I see that Emily has briefed you, and you want assurances your secrets will be taken to the grave, so to speak. Well, I have no need for you guys past this. Once I have that chip, I will be able to do whatever the hell I desire. So, deleting your information will be a boon, easily enough. I have the only copies, and you see him like flick a finger, and you see a screen pop up with folders for each of your three's names, as well as a live video feed of you see this doll just in a cage. What does your doll look like, Gus? What kind of dog is it?
Oh, just the ugliest mutt ever. Like you're looking at this dog for a good half hour. You still can't figure out what breed it's supposed to be.
So
And
like
it's definitely got like some hair patches missing everywhere, and it's got this snaggle tooth and this evil eye looking at you.
so
No,
like dog pool
just
levels
butt
of
ugly.
cuteness. Love that. Yeah, you guys see a dog quotation marks, you think, in the cage?
Could be a chupacabra if nobody told you it was a dog.
Yeah. I
Is
was
there
told
some
this is what your dog looked like before we captured it. So we haven't done anything to it. At least I don't think my men have.
Yeah, that's Rufus.
Okay.
What of it?
Nothing. Just making sure. But yes, this data will be deleted upon delivery of the chip here to Emily.
is there some sort of like equivalent insight check I can make just to gauge the tone of their voice to see if they're being kind of
Give me
deceptive?
a presence check. It's gonna be pretty high DR.
My worst stat, okay.
It's gonna be a 16 DR.
Absolutely not. It's a 4.
Yeah, there's no way. You cannot even see body language of this. It's so shaded. You can just kind of see the silhouette, and you see like barely see like the bottom of the tie. But he definitely looks like
I'm
a corporate person of some sort.
I think if I understand correctly, I think my milky eyes are a one and done for the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Even then, you wouldn't be able to use it on someone unless they're in front of you. It wouldn't work through like
Yeah.
a camera type
I figured as
situation.
much.
Yeah.
It was worth a shot.
Yeah.
So like Casta just has her
Like
hand up.
has to actually.
Yeah, just fully has her hand up.
Yes, like Casta. You see like Emily look at you and then look back up at the video feed.
And then she just like her head's on a swivel, just slowly turns towards Floyd. Are you willing to die for your dog?
Maybe.
Like Costco John
Don't get me
Wick.
wrong. I'm not going in anywhere first. I'm cleanup. I hope you all got skills, because it doesn't sound like my kind of job.
What is your kind of job?
Looking at Soma, does it look like she'd be the kind of person I get called in to clean up afterwards?
Yes.
All of you looking at Soma can tell Soma could kick all of your asses pretty efficiently. Like it looks like it's just like please step on me, but you probably could also easily step on me.
I'm the one you call after you're done to make the
Ah,
mess go away.
perfect. Perfect. I don't clean up after myself. No woman cleans in this house. I'm
Floyd hands you a card.
She takes it and like pops it
What's
into
the card say? What is on the card, Gun?
Oh, let's see. It literally just says clean up with a picture of Rufus above it. Just snaggletooth fucking dog.
Interesting logo. Does it do well for you?
I do my job.
As you look
Sure.
closer at the card, Selma, you see a tiny, tiny little QR code in Rufus's eye.
At which point, the tiny little dog blinks at you.
So, also, does Soma actually never clean up after herself?
100%.
Okay.
Like, she's the person who, at a corporate lunch that's catered, would leave without even thinking about what happens to the food and dishes after they leave.
What the fuck?
It's happened in my real life. People have done that to me, drawing from personal experience.
Damn.
Lycasta just walks over to Floyd and just pops off the faceplate to her helmet, downs a fuck ton of the drink, and then holds it out to him.
No hesitation.
Okay. You hear from the voice of the main. I think I'm good here. Emily, there are all of yours. Just make sure they don't die before they actually head out. And the screen blanks out and flows back over into like her general, which was like a surveillance screen, kind of. You see videos of the club and stuff. Well, he met the boss. Like Hasta and Void, can you give me a DR check? Both of you drank a lot more than these two did, so it's gonna be a little higher of a DR. It's gonna be a DR 15.
I swear to God, I'm getting all of my
And this
20s
is
out
a
right
toughness. You were at 20. Okay, yeah, you're fine.
You would
Go.
roll a nat 20.
Doesn't even affect you. You would roll in
Six.
at 20 on drinking. Oh,
Six.
sits.
Oh yeah.
You're fucking hammered. Like you immediately fall off the back of the couch.
Floyd dips the bottle up, starts drinking, and then just keeps tipping backwards.
now.
Yeah.
Lycasta grabs the bottle before you fall. Just
I think Selma helps push you over as you grab the bottle. I'll like finish the job.
Until Floyd goes to sleep, you will have a -1 on all knowledge and agility checks, Gus. Well, you met the boss. He kind of informed you of anything. Is there anything else, or can I go back to doing my job here?
You said there's a storage room we can get equipment.
Yeah. End of the night when the club closes, we'll let you into the back. You guys can stay if you want, or you can just come back in the morning and go through equipment, whatever you guys want.
I enjoy free shit.
Yeah. Till then, enjoy yourself. One of the VIP rooms will be open for the 4 of you. If you head in and head to the back corner, it's one of the smaller ones. Just don't disturb the corpse down there. They bring in a lot of money.
The corpses.
Yeah. A lot of people from the corp district come here. We have
the
them.
corpses. Yes.
Yes, corpse without the E at the end.
Yes,
And let's
yes,
keep
yes.
it that way.
No
Thought you meant
promises.
bodies.
I really wouldn't be surprised if this place also had a corpse room.
I'd be very impressed.
You're not have that clearance yet.
What do we do to
Say that like I haven't been in the room before.
Well, just stick to what we let you in the club, and you won't see that room anytime soon.
I think that's our cue. And
Yeah.
she'll,
We can,
unless anybody like stops to keep talking, she'll pick up her gun and lead the way
Yeah.
out.
You guys can see yourselves out. I'll be here all night. But if you need anything, talk to Shades. And they literally gesture to the white guy that was just blocking the door with the flashes on.
Right before her door closes, as we're leaving, she just hears Floyd go, "Tacky ass carpet."
Lex does not leave the room before taking a swig of what looked to be the nice scotch from the platter and then make their way out.
Yeah, none of roll needed. It's just like it's literally the best scotch you've ever had. Like it's like hundreds of years old.
is the bottle that we all drank from empty now?
Yeah, Floyd finished it.
Fantastic. So Lycasta walking out onto the walkway, tosses it in her hand, and then just hucks it down into the dance floor.
Give me an attack roll.
Let's go.
Aim for the two that are glued together.
So we'll say, yeah, just roll a d20, DR12. This will be a we'll treat it as like a gunfire, so a presence roll.
Okay, so that is 17.
Okay. You tell me what happens as this hits the dance floor. Hits one of the people on the floor.
Well, a whole bunch of the people that are on Pink Ooze are sure having a different experience, as this just like on a bunch of them, and now they're covered in glass shards and probably rubbing glass shards into each other.
Yep. I mean, you don't really hear a change in volume. There's still a lot of screaming and moaning coming from that area. It's kind of hard to pick up if that's increased from that, but you definitely see some people in pain from like where it landed. Yeah, the doors close behind you. You see the guards are back and they take their post, and the four of you are on the catwalk. You free roam of the club before you either head out or head back in the back area later on. So the club is yours.
Like Casta just leaning. How tall is Lex, actually? This is a question.
I feel like Lex is probably just shy of 6 feet if they were fully erect, but they definitely have a hunch.
Okay. So this 5'8", maybe, barely clothed but armored slightly individual is just like staring up at Lex way too close.
I think Lex would just be silently staring right back. With just this odd grin on their face.
Like raise their hands and like if Lex lets them, we'll just like moosh their face slightly.
Completely unfazed.
Your face is good, Clay. I like it. I don't want your nose though. It can stay yours. Where's the other one? And she starts looking around for Soma.
You would see Selma, she's quite tall. She's walked ahead of you a little bit on the catwalk, but before going like down, she's kind of waiting at the top of the stairs. You can see her pretty easily.
Lycasta literally prances over to Soma. And starts doing the same thing, just like staring.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I help you?
And she raises her hands to do the same thing they did
She
to Lex.
stops you. She grabs both wrists.
And in the distance that she is from your face, she tries to do the same motion as if like maybe her depth perception's off.
She smacks her hands together as hard as she can.
My God.
So when you do that, you're maybe expecting surprise, shock, whatever. Lycasta shivers. She enjoyed that.
Yeah, you're still in the fucking ooze.
And she like puts your arms back. Fun. Should we head down to storage now?
Knows if you die.
Who says I have one? And the helmet ends here.
Oh.
You really just see their mouth and like their jawline.
But it's a mystery and I want to know the mystery. Fine. Fine.
Lex looks like they're wanting to say something, but holds back.
She looks at all of you and just kind of takes a step back and motions down the stairs. Well, after you, please. Not wanting any of you at her back.
Okay. Goes.
Lex follows right behind, turns towards Soma as they pass. Again, toothy grin, and then makes their way down the stairs.
Interesting crew. As Floyd follows.
And then she'll follow last.
Yeah, you guys head downstairs. You see the dance floor looks even more packed if possible. You see the doors are just wide open now. People are just streaming in. Like there's really not a lot of room to move even like off the dance floor. But yeah, you do see the VIP areas like cordoned off, another couple dudes in suits in front of that. But they nod at you as you guys walk by, like you know they're aware that you can head in there. You see the bar is fully open. There's like 4 bartenders and a mass of people around there as well. But yeah, you guys have the whole floor to explore. If you guys want to look at anything specific.
Wherever.
Soma's. Oh,
Sorry.
go ahead. No, you go.
I was just going to say, wherever Soma goes, Lycasta is right there.
So I was gonna say that Soma is actively avoiding people while now simultaneously actively avoiding you. And she's just like anybody that gets close, she like puts a finger and like pushes them away and is trying to stay away from like the fluids. And as you guys are all mingling, you know, she kind of takes a post up by a door, maybe potentially like the one that's leading to the storage where the equipment is, and is just going to kind of let you enjoy whatever you want to enjoy, and like leans back, crosses her arms, keeping vigilance out for anyone she recognizes. Clearly not her scene here.
Perfect.
In some ways, Lex has been observing Lycast and is actually somewhat mimicking their behavior.
You guys are all just following me. I go to like
Almost
lean
like a
on one.
mirror image.
So
I go to lean on like one door frame, and then like Casta and Lex do the same, and then I move over, and you guys all follow.
I love this so much. It's Floyd up too.
Floyd went to get a bottle of something actually decent, and he's just gonna sit and watch and wait and learn. And at the moment, he's hysterically laughing at this like line dance these three seem to be doing.
excuse you, it is a pantomime.
Yeah, you're just seeing like Soma
I
set
think if you're
themselves,
pantomiming
and
in a
then
club, it's a line
the
dance.
two of them have not left like a 3-foot radius of Soma this whole point since they've been downstairs. Is you're just seeing Soma trying to like dodge around the area to try and get a little space.
I think when it happens like 4 or 5 times, what do you want from me? Yes.
I think you're muted.
Do you not like other bodies?
No.
Oh. Why are you here?
Because I fucking have to. Listen, I just want to be at my house. I want to clean my baby. I just.
You have a
Let's just
baby?
get. Yes. Her name is Ivana, and I pull out the gun, and I'm like, this is she. I've been carrying her all my life. My papa gave her
God.
to me. And I'm just like showing you all the features. And Anna knows nothing about guns, but will start showing you kind of like how to discharge the mag, and like, here's the safety. Do not, no touch. But yes, she is my pride and joy. I clean her and put her to bed every night and wake her up every morning. And I take care of her and I feed her and I clothe her and I just, oh, she's just beautiful. And I start like physically stroking it like close to my face.
Boom. They have often showered together.
I don't like this brain thing we got going on. We got to change that.
I've done, showering is nothing. I've done a lot with this. And Lycasta lifts up her flail, which is a literal medieval flail that she's got bundled up. Goes, I've done worse than shower with this. So
I can imagine. That looks beautiful. Does she have a name too?
she was a gift.
Hmm.
I don't know if she has a name yet. She hasn't told me. She doesn't speak.
You know, the only way that they speak is, covered in blood and with the. You
Yes.
gotta. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Let's maybe do some more of that and we'll see if we can find their name together.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. For the first time, you see Selma now actively excited about engaging, and it's because it's about
God.
murder.
It's amazing. Yeah, no, Lycasta's loving this.
Not so much.
I think after doing a couple tours and this conversation and not seeing anybody suspicious
No.
or clocking us or any of that, I probably would head to where we were told the storage room is to pick up equipment, unless, we get stopped by anybody.
No, you head back to the back area, and like there's a door leading into the warehouse, and someone's already waiting there as you approach. So follow me if you want to. We'll show you where you're allowed to go for now.
Where's the free shit?
Yeah, we'll lead you there. We'll lead you to show you where the quarters are. There's a little cafeteria area if you guys are hungry, and we'll show you where storage is. It's not the best shit. You guys get the basic stuff because you're new, but it works. Breaks sometimes, but it works for the most part.
You already sampled the free shit on the dance floor.
Free things! Yes! Lycasta brings out a vial of something and then just like stabs Lex's shoulder.
Floyd had God to reply and is now just staring.
The guard is also just staring like, what the fuck?
You shared the bottle. I share what I have.
Did you just drug them?
only with player consent.
Oh yeah, no,
yes.
Absolutely. No, that was more just the stare of perplexion.
My God, what did you dose them with?
That is 100% a full dose of yeah, you know what, for simplicity's sake we'll say it's pink ooze.
Okay, give me that DR was it DR12 toughness, I think?
As soon as I can find my die, here we go.
14.
You're 14.
Well, good for being protected by the alcohol, apparently, because that was a nat 20.
That's good because that'd be bad for you. You can't take more damage. So yeah, all your receptors are firing. You feel everything very acutely now. Like you feel the jacket rubbing against your bare skin. You feel the movement of your clothes against you. Even like where your skin's all patchy and stuff. Like you feel intricately like when skin plates off your body.
The thing you did to Soma earlier, does it involve using any of your little machines to like be able to read her? No.
Oh, it's their third eye.
Okay.
Oh, that, yeah. No,
Gotcha.
It's my milky eyes, but yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I feel like after this, Pink Ooze is actually very familiar to Lex. We've sampled this one many times before, so that kind of just creepy, awkward grin that they've been holding now becomes even bigger, and I feel like they kind of sway a little bit, make their way towards the side of the room, start feeling like it's a little bit too hot, and I feel like they kind of unbutton the jacket a little bit and just kind of seem to relax more.
Glad you guys are enjoying yourselves. If you want to follow me. And he starts leading you. And he just kind of points in. There's a, like, literally you get like 10 feet in, there's a door, and he points out there's a little cafeteria here, and you see like just long tables with like a little buffet, and like one droid back there kind of filling it up. Occasionally there's like a few people in there in like guard uniforms at the moment. They go a little bit further down the hall, and they point to the end of the hallway, and you can see like, you can just see in the door, you can see like what looks like bunk beds. You're assuming that's where like quarters are. And then he just leads you all the way back to the back of this like building, and then leads you to a stairwell. So yeah, head down there. Everything in the first area will be open to you right now. You would need security codes to go further into the warehouse, which you don't have yet, but every basic equipment is down there. Help yourself. But yeah, just be careful. Anything that might be higher level might also break a lot easier because this is old equipment.
As they make their way through the door, I think they kind of stumble a little bit and kind of just bang against the door frame just a bit. As they do, since their jacket is now unbuckled, there's definitely a very loud clanking sound as the side of their jacket brushes against the door, and a couple of sharp objects kind of fall to the floor, and they continue making their way in.
You'll just see a couple fucking like old ass throwing knives are just on the floor.
Are there like like a multi-tool, I don't know what you would call it in this, but like a thieves tool kind of kit thing that we could like break
Yeah,
open
you
locks and
you can
stuff?
find some hacking and like physical lock pits in here. Like
Okay.
there's a couple hacking programs, and then there's also just some like general like lock breakers.
Okay. I think Soma would go for the just like the lock breakers and maybe even like bolt cutters if they're
Hmm.
there. Like she
Yeah.
likes using her hands
So
more than she
I
likes
will
using
say
the
anything that you guys take in here, take note of it specifically because anything that
Yeah.
is in this area has a 50% chance to not work.
Okay.
And if it does rolls even worse, if you roll significantly under the DR, some stuff's gonna happen.
Amazing. I think yeah, I'll take like bolt cutters, like a flashlight, maybe a couple lighters,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. Maybe if
Some
there's like a
utility type
flare
stuff.
gun.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
a
yeah,
couple
yeah,
flare
yeah.
guns.
Okay, I'll write it all down and I'll just send it to you
Yeah, we
after.
can go over it after. It's no big deal.
Okay.
Grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades. They're literally the same type of grenades you have. They will have a much higher DR to use.
Okay.
I'll have to look over what the grades are now, and I'm gonna raise it a little bit for those ones. But
It's okay. I'll just tie them to the other ones and use the other ones.
yeah, that'll go great.
Does there happen to be a lighter in here?
Yeah, there's lighters in there. There's a whole crate of them. Yeah,
They're drugs.
there is definitely drugs in here. It's like the
It,
cheapest brand and manufactured versions of them, but they're in here. Yeah.
I think that's the first thing Lex grabs is uh, takes a look at the very rusty lighter that they have in their pocket, grabs one from the room that is, regardless of what's stated in, probably better shape.
Yeah. Yeah, lighthouses. You go to where there's literally just an area that has a big sign above it that says drugs, and you open the first crate. The crate has like metal walls inside it to keep whatever's in there stable, and it's just literally pink ooze. Like not even like bossed up, just literal liquid pink ooze, like the distilled version of this drug.
Like Cass is having to physically hold herself back from running back into the
It,
dance
yeah,
floor and
it
just
looks
dosing
like it
everyone.
literally looks like with the way it's framed this box like a gelatinous cube of pink ooze. That's what this looks like to you.
No. Okay.
I think. Does Lex see this as well?
Yeah, you see it as well. As the crate opens, like the walls of it, so it's like this glass see-through plexiglass case.
I think Lex is going to walk over to this, scoop some of it out with their hand, and hold it up to Lycast.
My
Oh, is it just
God.
like fluid?
Yeah, it's like Jello.
And again, just big old smile.
Like this is not distilled into like the stuff that you get for consumption. This is like freshly made stuff.
Like Hasta like takes the vial that's now empty, that's still in Lex's shoulder, pops it out, pops off the back of it, and just like refills it. Thank you.
Any drugs that are in this room that have a DR roll will be 3 higher than what is stated in the book.
Okay.
That's about right.
Just so you're all aware.
Your eyes.
That's
are
good to
red.
know, because I think that with our hands empty, we're probably taking a sample.
Yeah, they're giving you free shit, but you're not officially with the organization. They're giving you like all the fucked up shit.
No, I mean we are. Our hand is now empty.
Oh,
We
you're
have
gonna
some
use it?
ourselves.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead and roll.
Is it toughness again?
Yes, toughness. DR
That's gonna
17.
be. Oh goody, that's a 13. Or yeah, 13.
Okay, you didn't
You
fail by
gonna
you
die.
didn't fail by more than 5, which is good. But you will be taking a D4 of damage extra while you're on this drug. So whenever you
Excellent.
take damage, and that's more potent for you. You know, you have 3 HP, and also,
Don't trip.
yeah, like mostly your pleasure
I
receptors hit
believe
off
we
the
already
first time,
are.
but now like you're even like your side where you bumped into the wall and you come down here, it's like you barely hit it. It was like maybe a small aid. It feels very painful now, just from that
Hmm.
small brush. But yeah, is there anything else anyone wants to grab down here?
I think Lex is also grabbing things along the lines of like lockpicks and rope and other various things that would be useful for infiltration.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think I'll have a quick look through the list later.
perfect.
Is there a tag injector here?
Sure.
Fantastic. Cass is going to take that and just attach it to her shotgun. So now she can dose people using her shotgun.
Love that for you. That definitely won't have a really negative side effect if it goes off wrong. Be great. Love that. Duly noted.
Future problems.
But yeah, you guys spend night here equipping. At the end of the night, the club starts closing. They're like, okay, so you'd have the cafeteria's open all night because the droid runs it. Quarters over there if you need to sleep. Don't go back out in the dance floor for the next couple hours. They're going to be doing a deep cleaning, and you might die.
Is it acid?
It's
does it
acid.
say?
It's acid. Yeah, it's everything in there is acid proof, but it burns off all the liquids, and yeah, there's a lot of shit out there.
Can I get a couple bottles of the acid?
Yeah, we can give you a few. We'll have some by your nightstand in the morning when we're done,
Thank you.
of course.
Honestly, that's a good call. I've used that a few times in my day to get rid of.
Yeah, I'm down to one. I needed a refill.
I like this. I suspect this is how you clean at your business.
Well, that and I'm pretty sure there's at at least a little bit of Lycasta in this grenade I made earlier.
Interesting.
How did
Definitely
you get-
cleaner than fire.
I don't think I could fit in that.
You were on the dance floor, were you?
Yes, but I didn't shrink.
No, there's at least a little piece of you in here. My little buddy went across the bottom of the dance floor and collected up some stuff for me.
Lycasta is now literally checking her body to see if she's missing a piece.
Yeah, you guys look at this little like it's like a canister of like a clear like or like a fuel gauge on the side, so you can kind of see liquid inside, and it's just like this glowing like pink-ish purple liquid that looks very like congealed and gross, like almost throbbing in the canister.
What do you do with the pieces?
Oh, they go in the grenades. So when you make a mess, I throw this in and make a much, much bigger mess so that nobody knows what the hell was there beforehand.
Okay, that doesn't sound like the kind of cleaning that I want.
Sometimes Sometimes you make it go away completely, and other times the people before you have made such a mess, you just need to obscure things.
Okay, I can see that logic. I'll remember that for the future. And she like re-looks at your card that you gave her, and will use her RCD to scan the QR code that's in the dog's eye, and then like purposely save that file so that if she loses the card, she still has access to it for the future.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. But yeah, well, you guys head to bed for the night. We're gonna do a little bit of a time skip. So the next morning, you guys get all your stuff put together. You get head out. Um, they give you directions to where the building is and everything. Did you have something, Andy?
Oh, I was just gonna say, to anyone who is in close proximity to Lex throughout the course of the night, Lex talks in their sleep continually, nonstop.
Love that. Love that for you so much. But yeah, you guys head out in the morning. You see when you guys head out in the morning that some of your taxi is out there, but it's been retrofitted to be a lot nicer. It still looks like a fucking 1980s taxi, but it looks like they put all new parts on it. So like new wheels, new muffler, new engine, everything has been redone on it.
She's beautiful. And I start stroking like the trunk and moving to like forwards the mirrors and
Yeah.
I've
And you know how like some taxis have like the giant like ad thing on the top? Like
yeah.
it's just an ad for the Virus nightclub on top. That's flashes.
I mean, that's a little tacky, but I guess they have tacky carpets, so like on brand. Well, welcome to my taxi. Uh, please do get in. You can throw your shit in the back, but like, keep clean your boots before you get in. There's little boot scrubbies on the side. Yeah, I know you're not wearing anything, but like maybe just like clean off your feet. No
Need a moment
eating.
alone with the vehicle first.
No, that's okay. You know, I don't mind being in public. No eating in the car, no drinking in the car. Smoking is okay as long as the windows are rolled down. And as she says that, she pulls out a fresh cigar this morning.
Yeah. As all of you are kind of getting adjusted in here and like getting everything loaded in, can you all roll me presence rolls, please?
Keep dropping my dice on the floor. 7.
-4.
17.
14 for Lighthouse. Would you roll that?
17.
Okay, yeah. Soma and Floyd immediately stay at the taxi, start loading their stuff in, don't really notice anything, kind of doing small talk as you guys load stuff up. Let's and Lighthouse, you're kind of looking around and you like it's like early in the morning, so most people like probably headed home at this point, but like there's no people in the streets, which is very weird for this area. Like there's so much homeless in this area. The guards have are like the only people you've seen have been inside the club. Like this street is completely deserted. And you kind of look down the street and you see like the main road is blocked off to where you can't drive out of this back road. And you hear movement from the alleys around you. Like you hear like boots pounding on cement.
We're not alone.
What do you mean you're not alone?
Like Cass just shotgun and flail hits the ground.
It's just your hangover.
No. I hear it
Lex
too.
stands up, jacket pops open, and you can just see rows and rows and rows of knives lining the inside of the jacket.
Yeah. And as Thoma and Floyd kind of like get out of the car and like look around like what's going on? You guys see from an alley a little bit ahead of you 10 people in matching uniforms, like fully like blue jumpsuits, like Kevlar chest, machine guns, come out of the alley, all drop to a knee and fire at you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Ah! Like I knew it, but ah!
So we will kick off episode 2 with our first combat. But with that, we're gonna
Starting the night with bullet spray.
yeah, we're gonna go around here. We'll do it in reverse order. We'll tell everyone where they can find you. If you have anything you want to plug or promote, you can do so as well. We'll start with you, Gus. I know yours is usually the shortest one, so it works out.
What do I have going on the internet right now? I'll be here next week.
Short and sweet.
Love it, 100%, 10 out of 10. Anastasia.
Hi, so I'm Anastasia at Anastasia Roland on TikTok and Instagram, and I will be on the Dice Cream Sandwich Twitch channel every Sunday at noon if you want to check it out and like spend your whole day with me on Sunday. So I do that every Sunday. I'll be here the next 9 weeks. Yeah, that is me. Come check me out.
Okay, perfect. Eddie. Yeah, you're good. You good, Eddie?
There we are. Now I'm back.
Okay,
Yeah,
go.
sorry. My headbuds decided that was the time they were going to die.
Well, you're good. Go ahead and promo whatever.
Excellent. Hi, everyone. I'm Eddie, known across the socials as your humble discount bard. You can find me on all the socials, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, what have you, at Discount Bard. Don't have a lot to plug at this point. I have been on a long hiatus from content creation, but I've just now started getting back into it. You can normally catch me on twitch.tv/discountbard, where I do all kinds of variety content, low-key entertainment, and otherwise, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Follow me on the socials. Let's pass it along.
Okay, and Petra.
Hello, hi, my name is Petra Skelton, and you can find me on all social media at Pre-Apocalypse. Other than here in the AP scene, you can find me over on Gamer Girl's Realm Walkers game, where I am having a lot of fun playing a Gnoll Barbarian who's having a very bad time.
Very hot Null
Uh,
Barbarian.
so people
First time I met Petra was me just thirsting over their character for like 30, 40 minutes.
The
It's
funniest
pretty
thing
standard,
is
though.
everybody was thirsting over the rage version of her, which might just be Yanogu. It's a complicated thing. It's fine. Otherwise, if you want to see other things by me, I predominantly do a lot of writing. So you can find my writing in various anthologies published by Neon Hemlock, one of which is Luminescent Machinations, which is all stories inspired by the mecha genre, or most recently Embodied Exegesis, which is a cyberpunk anthology written exclusively by trans femme authors. The stories there are bleeding edge cyberpunk. It's some of the most impressive fiction I've read in a long time, and I was incredibly blessed to be a part of that team.
Eh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, embodied X, a what?
Embodied Exegesis.
Gotcha.
But that's me.
That's so dope.
Cool.
And of course, I am Paige, aka Pluto Cleric, across all the socials. I am a queer trans woman streamer and game master on a quest to run every game in the known universe. Besides this game right now, on rotating Thursdays over on Eclipse 613, Javante's Twitch channel, I am in a One Piece 5e game. We're a few episodes in. I am playing a martial artist merfolk named Scarlet, 5 foot tall, 80% tail. Love her so much. She's so great. Little Sasuke like protagonist character. Beyond that, I podcast dropped last Monday on the same page, Lord Up with Friends. Our first episode is up with Arth Light Court, where we talk about game design, I think was what he Lord Dumped about, and writing. It is everywhere you can find it at Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. So tune in for that. It's every Monday at 9 p.m. Central is when the episodes air. But with that, we will see you guys next week. Have a good one.